Hey everyone, welcome to the final day of the group stage for the Starcraft 2 Season 9 tournament. Today we'll find out who will be the final two bots that advance to the semi-finals. Yesterday we had a lot of fun. We found out Micro Machine and Sharpened Edge managed to make it through, just about. Micro Machine had an extremely dodgy game in the last little thing there, but so somehow Sharpened Edge found one of his bugs, which was good. So yeah, that was very enjoyable. And today we will figure out who will be joining them in the semi-finals. So, so yeah, yeah. So we haven't had. Yep. Let's just have a quick look at the tables as they stand from the first week. Tier on top with 5 and 0. Pretty much a very clear tier there of the bots and how they done the first week. Additional Pylons is in prime position for that second spot. But I can tell you that Additional Pylons hasn't actually had any updates, whereas the other bots have, so that might serve them best. I don't know whether the other codes are specifically designed for that, to try to defeat artificial pylons. Artificial pylons? Additional pylons. Yeah, it's a very well made bot. So, but yeah, as always, we don't have time to stream all the games tonight, but we will take a look at the first set of replays, first set of recorded highlights that we have from the games that we aren't streaming. So we just get those up quickly, if you're ready to go. First up, we had Additional Pylons against Spiny. So Additional Pylons pushes across the map with quite a nice little surround there. But Spiny does just manage to hold this off with some Ravager play. Running into the... yeah. Well, that puts him in a really nice position. And obviously the Colossus getting focused down with the Ravager Biles, which is quite nice. Okay. If you just
towards victory.
okay,
Now that 5 base on 3 is not looking greedy, but is just looking like a much larger economy.
yeah.
And even with 5 immortals left, it appears like the writing's on the wall here.
Yeah. So there we have it. Spiny's taken a number of really nice fights in there. Yeah, just about manages to bring it through, I believe. You see his work account is quite insane at the moment, up to 94 workers as well.
Yeah, I actually like that with Zerg. Just go up to like some crazy amount of workers.
Yeah.
Build a giant mineral bank, and then convert a bunch of those workers into stack defense, and then you're perfectly set for the late game.
Yeah, and then we see he's just clearing up there. So a nice early win for Spiny. Next up is Strelok versus Kagamine. Kagamine unfortunately didn't quite pick up a win in the first week. And not starting off week 2 very well here. Strelok just pushes out with his usual bunch of Marines. Oh.
Makes the Cyclones versus Terran, I know that much. Kagami has like a really good defense, I find, but not versus Terran. Like he does it differently versus Terran. But like against other races, he'll start building spines in the front of his natural, and like that would work perfectly against this sort of Marine all in. But,
yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to work there. I'm not sure
Like
why he doesn't do that. But yeah,
there must be some downsides to it for him to make the decision not to do that versus Terran.
yeah,
But against this particular attack, it would have been really nice.
yeah. Although I'm not sure how good spines are against just straight Marines.
They're
Um,
good enough, right? You see these on
yeah,
one base, and you start making lings and spines and nothing else, and you'll be
yeah.
a pretty good spot when the Marines do attack.
So yeah, Tia versus Bot as well. Bot goes for a nice little early attack. Quite well held by Tia there.
Yeah, I like the single Phoenix lifting a one single siege tank. It
Yeah,
doesn't seem that impactful, but it's actually huge.
yeah.
It really turns the tides of these fights.
I mean, he doesn't have that many siege tanks, so if he could take out the damage of just one of them, that's actually pretty big.
Yeah,
Um,
because basically that attack is siege tanks and stuff to protect the siege tanks. It's really
yeah,
all about the siege tank DPS.
yeah. So eventually Tia will run up here and pretty much just dominate there. We see the workers coming out, and in that choke point, workers against zealots aren't going to go well.
Uh, can't do much at this point.
No.
Probably all came down to just really crushing that first attack, and then he was able to turn it around with a strong counter.
Yeah. So there we have it. Tia maintaining his perfect record,
Very nice.
and see the end of that. Got to go clear up all the bases.
I'm impressed by any protest he wins without Tempest.
It's just because you don't want to face Tempests, isn't it?
I may have a secret hate on for Tempest. That's
That's
not so
fine.
secret.
It's understandable. But yeah, so anyway, let's get down to the first of our streamed games. And first up tonight, it's Kagamine versus Spiny. Um, ZVZ to kick off the night. Kagamine still looking for his first win in the group stages. Maybe you can pick one up. Let me know when you're good to go.
Yep, still in the replay now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Kagame has been updated, but I know HJax, at least as of a couple weeks ago, was working on it again. So
Yeah,
we may see something new out of him.
yeah.
Strong
So
bot nonetheless.
definitely.
Okay, ready when you are.
Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Kagamine up here in the top right, with the Zerg and red, and the blue Zerg is Spiny. Yeah, hopefully with some updates, I think Kagamine could very well challenge again. He was, I think he finished second in our Season 6 tournament.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
sorry,
he
go ahead.
has all the bases covered, right? He's got a really strong macro game. His creep spread is insane. A lot of reactivity to his build. It's just he hasn't really updated for a long time, and people have been practicing and tweaking their bots against Kagamine. So
Yeah. Yeah,
slowly, all the other bots have learned to beat him, I guess.
that's the thing with making AI bots is if you put your bot out there, people will figure out ways to beat it, and you'll have to update it.
Yeah, and he left his bot downloadable as well. So if someone really wants to
Yeah,
practice against Kagamine hard, they can.
yeah, it definitely helps pick up a few points on the ladder. Um, but he is sending out a nice little drone scout. Is it a drone scout, or is it? Or will he try and do something cheesy? It's not known for his cheesy
Well,
builds, but
the cheese is definitely not coming from Kagamine's side. However, we do have a one base roach build starting with Spiny here. So this will
oh,
be a aggression from Spiny and see if Kagamine can hold it or not.
are we going to go for the bro rush?
The bro rush, yeah.
Yeah,
Just forgot about that.
that's what we called it last week. But yeah, so um, so yeah, I think Infi was talking about the AI arena. Yes, so this is on the latest patch, guys. So um, actually, I think is there a latest patch out on live at the moment? In which case, it's
There is a
4.11.4.
newer patch on live, yeah,
Yeah,
but we're close to the newest patch here.
Yeah, so we're on 4.11.4. I think 4.11.5 is out on live at the moment.
And then there's one more big patch coming out,
Yeah,
probably when the GSL is done. So probably in about a few weeks. Yeah.
yeah. So that should be all done. Anyway, we see the first of the roaches coming out.
Yeah. And this
There,
is the type of response I would have liked Kagamani to do versus the Terran Marine all in. Has
yes,
four spines and non-stop Zergling to have been able to hold it easily. Now we do have, I assume, Burrow, knowing that Burrow is on the way from Spiny. So I've actually forgotten how this dynamic works. So this is going to be a surprise for me. Spines
yeah.
versus Burrow.
Burrow is almost done, so he should have it by the time it gets there, in theory.
Very well timed with when he
Yeah.
moves out.
Oh, as the first one's going down.
That is four spines. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot. You're not going to be able to break through that easily.
Like typically this would be an easy hole, but the Burrow really changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah, especially with the health regen on the Burrow. It's
Yeah.
basically he can just pop up, get one shot off, and then pop down and heal all the damage, and he
And
doesn't
it
lose
appears like
anything.
he's even trying to run to the main. No, he's not. Okay. It looked
Yeah,
like he was trying to slowly get past the spines, but
yeah, sneak past while they're not looking. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Uh, so,
Now the problem here is that Kagamani didn't really drone up, so this
yeah.
is not an economic advantage for Kagamani.
Yeah, I'm wondering how he only has 11 workers. That's not a lot at all.
Yeah, a little bit of an overreaction. Like you don't want to fully saturate two bases when you're getting all ins, but you do want to get a bigger economy than your opponent.
Yeah,
So if he's on 60 mineral workers, you maybe want 20 mineral workers, and then you can put all your larvae into zerglings.
yeah. So does look like he's just going for a queen coming out in the roach, but just more zerglings coming out from Kagamane. So
Yeah, so I think this will eventually spill into Kagamania's favor, although he just lost a
it's
couple roaches there. The roaches actually
yeah,
stopped falling, then maybe he's got a chance.
yeah. If he can get like, it's all about just doing as much damage in one shot. Like if he can one shot them from half health, he can get them down. Uh,
So the other problem is the Java API can't see burrowed roaches,
uh,
where other APIs can.
yeah.
I think you can see burrowed roaches, right? Maybe only if they're moving. I can't remember.
You
But
can, but
API can't see them at all.
you need an
Java
observer.
API.
If you can get an observer down there, you'll be able to see it. But um,
Yeah, but I mean the API can well if there's a visual effect to the burrowed unit that a human can see, then
yeah,
the API knows about it.
yes, yeah, definitely.
But with the Java, we never get to know about burrowed units.
I think you can set that into the API. It might be worth having a look at that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that wasn't updated,
Yeah, I
so
think it
there's no
should be
setting
quite
for it.
easy to do because I remember when it was being put into the C++ API, it was just a case of grabbing one of the bits from the proto buff.
Yeah, maybe
So
I'll look into that then.
yeah, it should be fairly easy to do. I think I can even look it up for you now.
Anyways,
But yeah,
25 workers on 11. This is definitely going to be eventually a victory for Spiny.
yeah. Well, one of the spines has gone down. Is it Spiny
But
versus the spines?
yeah. In premise, I think this is the advantage for Kagamania, though. It just came down to workers, really.
Yeah,
If he maintained a worker lead, which he could have been able to do,
yeah.
I don't think the burrow would have been enough to break him.
I think it all depends on if Kagamini actually realizes what's happening and can get some detection over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Well,
much it.
even
Now.
without detection, I think with the higher worker counts, he would have been okay.
Yeah,
It's tough to say. I mean, I'm just theory crafting here, but
yeah. So I think that's about all Kagamini has. Oh, something's coming out. Right. Well, all it needs now is Spiny just to run straight into the main, which is not what he's doing. And Kagamine is starting to get some extra workers, but it's a bit too late. Yeah, so I'm gonna call this one done.
Yeah,
Ah,
I already
and
started up on my end. I
yeah.
assumed you were doing the same.
So there we have it. Nice win there for Spiny. Puts him on 3-3, I believe. So, sorry, 4-3, because he had the other victory earlier. So a really good start there for Spiny, putting himself in contention for possibly qualifying.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it's almost an upset if he doesn't qualify. He's a really
yeah,
powerful bot.
yeah, definitely.
Finalist in the ES Champ tournament. So then since then he's been creating these other new builds. Like
Yeah,
he's been working on Nidus Worm. He's got this Burrowed Roach thing going.
yeah, he's doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
But let's have a look at additional pylons up against Strelok next. Just let me load into that one. But yeah, some of his builds are quite fun. I haven't seen the Nidus one yet, but maybe we'll see that soon. Let me know when you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Strelok. Wait. Oh, sorry.
Starts the
Yes,
Terran.
yes. Strelok. Sorry, up here in the top right in the blue, and additional pylons down in the bottom left in the red. Additional pylons currently on 4-for-1. No, sorry, 5-for-1, I believe. And looking in a good state to qualify. I think it take some serious. I mean, it's still all bots in contention, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Straight
but
Luck is 2-4 now, right? Because we just saw him Marine Rush Kagamene.
yes, yes. So 2-4. He's still technically in with a chance. So hopefully we'll be able to do something. It's looking like he's going for a proxy. So this should be spicy.
2 barracks.
Yep, 2 racks proxy.
Well, we know at minimum he'll perform at least as well as Micro Machine did yesterday with his 2 barracks proxy.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure that was quite embarrassing for poor Micro Machine.
Oh, he's got a little weird SCV glitch going on in his main base. I
Oh,
like who won't mind that mineral patch until the gas geyser finishes for some reason.
well, that's weird.
Maybe the gas geyser thought that was the SCV that was building the gas geyser because it was very close by to it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's certainly strange. But yeah, so additional pylons going for the expansion already, and the 2 racks is almost up. This is not looking good.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be Reaper play, although he only has 5 in gas for some reason. There's a 6th. Okay.
Yeah,
So, yeah, Proxy Reaper. I know Strelic has very good Cyclone Micro. I would assume the same would be true for his Reapers.
yeah,
They probably won't run around inside the base like Micro Machines do, but may not even have to do that. Maybe just some nice kiting will be enough
yeah.
to overwhelm.
I know it's something he's put a lot of work into. So we'll
Oh,
see if
really?
that pays
Okay.
off.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's scary then because we don't have a unit yet. Chrono boosting at the first Stalker, which actually is a good response. You do want to skip the Zealot if you're facing Reaper,
yeah.
and you do want to Chrono boost the Stalker as soon as the Cybercar finishes.
So here we go. Will that stalker get out in time for this? So yeah, looks like a couple of probes going down, but he's focusing down the Nexus, which is probably not the thing he wants to focus. Stalker is getting a couple of nice hits off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he might be able to
And the second
focus
Stalker
down.
on the way. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
looking good for additional pylons.
yeah, definitely.
I think with this sort of commitment, you probably want at least 8 worker kills to feel happy with your result. And I don't think he's going to get there. He's got maybe, what, 3?
Yeah, so 3 stalkers down, 3 workers down already for additional pylons, but it looks like he's going to be able to take out this Reaper, maybe? Ooh. So yeah, it doesn't look like those Reapers are getting a lot done. But he
And the other
hasn't
bad news
lost.
is, yeah, he's not transitioning, so
Yeah.
Reapers can't kill Stalkers. It doesn't really matter how many you get.
Yeah. Well, I think enough of them you probably could, but not this
Okay.
many.
To a certain degree, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As I say that, the first stalker is about
Oh,
to die.
oh no! So he's got one. Can he secure any of the others?
What's he
And it
building at
looks,
home? Just more barracks. He's all in on
yeah,
this.
yeah.
He's even getting
It's
+1 for his Reapers.
ooh, so more Reapers on the way from the home.
Oh, wait. He cut gas intake.
Yeah,
So maybe he's transitioning to something. Because gas
possibly.
is the bottleneck for Reapers. So if you want to just keep making Reapers, you'll never pull guys off gas.
No.
So maybe he's going to transition into like a Stim Marine all-in or something.
Well, these Stalkers are actually getting taken down now by Strelok. So,
Yeah,
although,
the Wargate's done, and eventually he'll make an Immortal.
yeah.
Mass Reaper is not a long-term strategy, I'll put it that way,
No.
unless you get devastating damage at the start.
Yeah.
It does have impressive micro though. They're all kind of dancing around and trying to stay alive.
Yeah, and if that pylon goes down in the main that Reaper is focusing down now, that's going to be a big problem. Because that pylon is pretty much focusing everything, but he's not going to... he should have carried on. If that pylon goes down, he's in big trouble. Oh. Right, I think he sees his weakness and builds another pylon to defend that, which is good.
Yeah, I wonder if any bots do that. They recognize that structures are going to get depowered and preemptively build another pylon.
Yeah, I don't know of any.
Yeah.
Certainly, nothing that I've built would do that. To my detriment. Another Stalker going down. Strelok is actually still causing some damage with this, and he may get away with taking down that third as well.
Yeah, he's got Reapers on all sides. Yeah, that third is gone for sure.
Yeah.
Almost. Because he's too distracted with all the other Reapers at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're up to Colossus tech now.
Yeah, that's going to be
We really need something beyond Reapers.
I wonder if he's going to run into his usual Tempests again. Or...
He's taking some good fights. I can't believe Reapers are taking good fights versus Stalkers. What's happening?
He's certainly bouncing them around a bit. I think he's putting them out of position through the grenades.
One thing that really impresses me about the Reaper micro, and it's something that even Micro Machine doesn't do, I believe, is that he commits hard when he's at full hit points. He's not afraid to step into range when he's at full, because he knows he can pull back and regenerate at some point.
But now we have 6 Stalkers out for additional pylons. So that's going to be hard.
Yeah, now the Reapers are falling before they can retreat.
Yeah, we still don't really see any kind of transition from Strelok.
No. It'd be nice if you took a third base. Yeah. Like if you're going to stay all in on this, keep making orbitals and keep expanding. Because the more gas geysers you get, the more Reapers you can support. It's really bottlenecked by the gas, so...
Yeah. Additional pylons building up a bit of a bank as well, so... So he just won't leave this third alone.
Look at that misplacement he caused.
Yeah.
I think it's a Sharpie framework, or a... Yeah, I think it's a Sharpie framework thing where if a structure, you can't place it where you intended to, then you just build it somewhere nearby.
Yeah,
that's a really bad idea when it comes to Nexuses.
Yeah. I don't think additional pylons is based on Sharpie framework though, so...
Was it not?
No.
Really? Oh, okay. I almost thought I could tell by looking. When I saw it Cyclone Micro versus me, I'm like, that feels like Sharpie.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is, so I think it's just a bug. So now it looks like additional pylons wants us to have enough of this. I'm going to go and push myself. Oh, some nice blink micro there. Just blinks over the grenades.
I mean, he survived 10 minutes on Reaper Tech. That
Yeah,
alone is pretty impressive.
yeah.
He must have been doing some things right during that. He's still trying to kill that third base. Even while
He
his main
will get
base is
it
dying.
down, yeah.
Can you imagine if Colossus started following the Reapers?
Yeah. I've seen it happen. Normally when
I don't
I'm
think I've
playing...
ever seen a Reaper kill Colossus in my lifetime. It'd be
No.
nice to see.
Yeah, so I am probably going to call this one over in the favour of additional pylons now. Um, there doesn't seem to be a lot he can do about this.
Yep.
So it's
If you're a
fast forward.
Protoss bot maker and you find yourself dying to Proxy Reaper, this is the perfect response.
Yeah,
You
just
get the Cyber Core right after the gateway, and then you chrono out the Stalker immediately. Skip the Zealot.
yeah. Stalkers against Reapers is no fun for the Reapers.
Yeah.
Although you can dance around it a bit, but it's not going to do any significant damage. So yeah, there we have it.
We do have a
So
also misplaced orbital command in the bottom.
there seems to be a lot of them, but so yeah, um, let's have a look. Just quickly have a look at the table.
Sharpie doesn't build townhalls in incorrect positions. I've seen other bots do that though.
Really?
When they get blocked, they build it elsewhere.
Okay. Just let me have a look. I can bring up the tables. Um,
Yeah, so that's the 5th loss for Straylock. So if
yes,
he's not dead, he's very close to it.
I think he
He can
is.
finish 5-5, so he
Yes,
can't beat Tier. We know that much.
he
But
can't beat Tyr, but he can still equal with additional pylons. Unfortunately, additional pylons would have the edge on him in that
I
because
see.
of the uh,
So the best he can do is lose a tiebreak.
yeah, unfortunately. And I did have the tables nice and prepared. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like uh, they're here. So I'm just going to get that up for you in a second.
I think in following seasons, it'd be a good idea to have tiebreak matches.
Yeah,
Just one extra game to run, but it adds so much more.
yeah, definitely.
I don't know,
So, um,
suspense to the stream, I guess.
yeah, so we have Tier at the top on 6 and 2, on 6 and 0, sorry. Additional pylons is currently at 4 and 2. No, sorry, 5 and 2. Spiny is now at 4 and 3. Gensibot is at 3 and 3. Strelok is 2 for 5, and Kagamine is sitting at the bottom on 0 for 7 at the moment. I do apologise, I did have the tables set up for that, but it doesn't look like that's coming up for technical reasons. I will have them after the next one. But let's just take a look at the second lot of replays that we have for you for a moment. So first up is Spiny versus Straylock. And it's basically Strelok doing his marine order.
This is fine, so they arrive a little bit late. Oh, roaches.
Yeah. So
I can't tell who's going to win this.
too bad.
Just watching the stream here.
Should be able to get the roaches out.
It's not quite enough room in front.
Yeah. So just about managed to get the roaches out. And
That's not a good read.
yeah. So yeah, as you see all the roaches coming in here. Coming up here. Looks like he's got the game on there. But, yeah, so just do grab the
Yeah.
rest of the things up.
I feel like for a Marine all in, you should probably proxy the barracks.
Yeah.
Barracks you proxy is basically an extra Marine for the fight.
Yeah.
You'll have one less Marine traveling across the map.
Well, after the first
So
one,
in the fight.
but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, basically,
Yeah.
whenever you time your attack, you're going to have one extra Marine for every
Yes.
barracks you proxy. And, you know, if you had an extra 5 Marines on that initial attack, maybe you cuss through those fines without taking so much damage. Maybe you had enough left over to
Yeah.
will the victory. Probably not. It would work left close at least.
So yeah, I think there we have it. I think Spiny just has way too much.
This actually reminds me of an old Albie build where he was trying to prove that like to get good at Starcraft 2, it's all about macro. So all he built was unupgraded Marines. And he proved like, okay, like even with just unupgraded Marines, as long as I'm macroing well and building like my SCVs and expanding, I can, you know, beat gold, platinum, and diamond league players.
Yeah. So next up is Tyr up against additional pylons. Tyr managed to just ferry all his units to the top of the. That play is dirty right there.
But I think even on 4.10, he doesn't have to do that anymore. No. You can just set up the War Prism on the high ground and you can still ferry the troops because War Prism's got this extended pickup range from maybe about a year ago. Yes. And that way you can warp in and ferry. It would be so much more powerful.
That would be good.
First time I played Tyr, he did that too. It's strong. So it's something actually a lot of bots don't do. Really take advantage of like dropping the enemy game.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the main down, and then just doing clearing up the expansions. That is scary. Mortals are fairly good units.
Oh yeah.
And then the last little highlight we have is Kagami Agency bots.
I love Genzi's TVZ.
Yeah.
So probably the most human-like build of any of the bots is Genzi's TVZ.
Oh yeah. So
Helene's up the front, a little bit Liberator harass, there's like the little Marine medevac drops on the sides.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, eventually he does manage to get in, causing some real damage at the third. Was that the fourth? That's the fourth there, so. But yeah. So I think Gensibot will end up just about taking this out and then rolling straight through. He's got a fair amount of work of army lead there.
Genzi stays in the mix then for a shot and making it.
Definitely.
What does that put him at? He was what, like 4 and 5 now or something?
Yeah, he's 5 for 2. So yeah, definitely still in the mix. So, nice little win there for Gensi. Yeah, very well made bot. Finished second last time. Had one of our best games we've ever had on the ladder up against Micro Machine in the final. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend you go and watch that.
He's definitely preparing for it again. If you look at Micro Machine's match history on AI Arena, it's like 1/3 of it is ladder matches, and the other 2/3 are Genzi requesting matches against Micro Machine. He's doing a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And even though it looks like he's almost always losing versus Micro Machine still, he's taking the game to like 20 plus minutes almost every time.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched any of the replays, but he's definitely making a fight out of it just based on the durations.
Yeah. So let's take a look now. Sorry, I was just a bit distracted by that. I was just getting our table set up. But let's have a look at Tyr up against Kagamine. Tyr looking to still on track to become our first ever 10 and 0 bot.
Yeah, yeah.
Kagamine looking to avoid a 0 and 10. So top v bottom, or as we commonly refer to it in SC2AI tournaments, the blue shell.
The what?
The blue shell.
The
It's
blue shell. What does that
the
mean?
Mario Kart thing where you
Oh, okay, okay,
basically the
gotcha.
last person gets the blue shell and throws it and takes out the top person.
Very nice.
Give me a shout when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Cool. Game window going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Kagamine down here in the bottom right, and up in the top right it is Tyr in the red. Yeah, so Tyr is basically really impressive because he has so many different builds. It's just you never know what he's going to do. I think that's part of his strategy and part of what makes him so strong.
So remind me again, is with the opponent IDs, is there any way for Tyr to know he's playing Kagamine right now?
So there's no way to know that he's playing the specific bot Kagamine, but he will be able to tell that he's played against this bot before. Obviously, there are situations where he can know that the bot is playing specifically like Kagamine would play and can deduct from that that it must be that bot. But there's no specific way of being certain unless.
Okay.
So the way it works is each bot has its own ID, which is an identification number which is not traceable back to its own bot.
So you gotta figure it out based on match history.
Yeah.
And then when did the match history last reset? At the start of the tournament?
Yes, at the start of the tournament. So
Okay.
he's only had one match against each other.
Because I was worried, because I remember the history between these two. It involves probes and zealots running across the map for a very undramatic victory. So
Yeah. It's certainly something Tyr is well capable of, as we saw last week.
yeah, but we're definitely not saying here. Looks like we're gonna have a macro game. We got the pretty fast expansion out of Tyr, and
Yep.
of course Kagami. Oh, I cannot say his name. Kagamine is doing his standard macro build.
Yeah, so Tyr going for a macro game. It's not something we usually see.
It doesn't even
But
look like it's going to be a two-base timing or anything because he's staying on one gas for a really long time,
yeah,
which makes me think the third base is in the future.
possibly.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get this damn damn drone out of his base. I wonder if he reacts to the fact that he's been scouted. Like, if he won't go for a specific timing if he thinks it's been scouted or something.
No, you could do mind games like that though.
Yeah,
Show a certain structure, kill off the scout, and then cancel that structure and go a different tech route.
yeah. I just saw all the workers coming down and I thought he was going for something, but no, he's just transferring workers to the natural. It's fine. Like, for a moment there, it's like... So, third base now for Kagamine.
You're jumping up to 3 gas geysers.
Yep.
Still hard to say what this is going to be.
So it's got some adepts coming across the map as well. They should hit pretty early, maybe get a couple of workers out.
Yeah, depths are very strong versus Zerg in the early game. All you basically have is queens and some sacrifice Zerglings.
Yeah.
So if you really want to target drones, you can usually get more than enough value out of 2 adepts since they can one-shot drones. But
one's gone down, so he might be
yeah,
able to carry on with this.
looks like he's gonna get 0 drones out of it. So just a handful of Zerglings. That's a nice little win for Kakamine.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing really doing there for Tyr, unfortunately. So hopefully
Templar Archives.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Is it going to go Storm? I wonder. Normally Storm isn't very good against AI bots because the splitting is really good. But obviously, if you catch it right, you can get a lot of damage with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess it's probably just for Archons because he's researching Charge, and Charge Archon is just like a really solid composition.
Yeah,
It spends your money well, and it's very strong.
yeah, so it's something that I use a lot on ladder myself as well.
And Kagamane really likes Zergling based tech, which is not what you want against Zealot Archon. So
No, they blow up pretty soon. Although he does get a nice scout off in here. I wonder if he'll be able to figure it out.
yeah, I mean he is an adapted bot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So he sees the Templar Archives. He has a Rotoran on the way. So he's got the ingredients to create the right composition. We'll see if he does.
Yeah, roaches are very strong against Archons.
Yeah. Strong versus Zealots and good enough versus Archons, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Definitely, and they're definitely way better than Zerglings in both those scenarios. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it is going to be Zealot Archon.
But there is a few roaches on the way now, which is good. Now let's see the first couple of Archons coming out. But yeah. So I think what's going to happen here is basically they're going to get up to kind of like quite high army count, maybe even max out, and then just throw it all at each other and see what happens. Entirely possible.
Yeah. A little worried about the low worker count out of Kagamane, though. He only got up to about 50 workers. It would have been nice if he's up to 70 by now. Then he could really start producing.
Yeah.
Because you really need to outproduce. You're not going to trade favorably versus Protoss. So you really need the larger economy behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he does scout the attack coming.
Yeah.
Moving his troops accordingly. He's got some Ravagers involved, but again, very heavily Zergling based.
He is up to 63 workers now, so...
Yeah, a little late though. At this point, you have to be building army. The worker's not going to...
Yeah, so here comes the attack. Let's see what happens. A couple of queens probably going to go down quite early. Garminade looks like he's just going to turtle here in this side of the base.
Yeah,
not
Zerglings just get mowed through.
Yeah, not getting anything with those biles either. Oh, that's, the workers are being pulled. Or they're being pulled straight the way past them. But,
I think they're trying to transfer maybe.
Yeah.
To a safer base.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how well Tyr is dodging those biles as well, I don't think a single one has hit him yet. It's amazing.
They've actually been hitting Kagamane more than they've been hitting Tyr.
Yeah. It does take out one of the Archons.
So I don't think any Zerg player is coded to dodge their own biles. It's you kind of need it sometimes if you're walking forward into them.
Yeah, it's certainly needed to dodge everyone else's biles.
Unfortunately, he just had 0 roaches in that fight. He made like a handful of roaches and just to turn them into Ravagers.
Yeah.
You really need the roaches to cut through the Zealot count.
So yeah, there's still a few roaches coming out here, but it looks like they're going to get dealt with pretty easily. He's got a weird little position there. He doesn't have creep at the edge of his own base, so the queen going across to the natural is really slow.
One addition I'd like to see Tyr have this build is to fit +1 attack into it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like much, but it's actually a 50% damage increase versus Zerglings. So it turns them from a 3-shot into a 2-shot.
Oh, nice.
So it could be even like way more one-sided than it was.
Yeah.
Right. That upgrade included.
I think I am probably going to call this in a minute. I don't think there's any chance of a comeback here from Kagamane.
No. Yeah, it was all built on that first fight.
Yeah. Yeah, if
come
he
in
could
with
have got
there.
some nice biles down, there was a good chance for him to come back. But unfortunately, yeah, those bile shots just didn't hit anything at all.
It's tough versus bots, like you said. Like with Storm, it's
Yeah.
something bots are good at dodging.
So yeah, um, just this last base now. And I think the real question is, can Tia find it? He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't seem to know about this other base. He'll find it eventually. And there we go. So yeah, nice win there for Tia. Keeps his chance of that perfect run up. Just 2 more games to go now for him, I believe, until he can get that.
Yeah, just make sure you give a really big speech about how there's never been a 10-0 bot,
Yeah,
so you
there
can
never
jinx the
has.
heck out of him, just like have him break like Micro Machine.
It's never happened in the history of StarCraft 2 AI. There's never been a bot that's gone 10-0 in the
Jerry, you're
group
screwed now.
stage. So yeah, next up, we have a match that has very big implications for the standings. It is Spiny versus Gensibot, with additional pylons still up to play and taking the lead. If one of these 2 bots wants to qualify, it has to be here, you'd suggest. Um, they're both slightly behind additional pylons at the moment and needing to catch up. Let me know when you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so down the bottom right, it's Red Zerg, Spiny, and the blue Terran up in the top left, Gensibot. Yeah,
So I wonder what we'll see out of Spiny, if it's going to be the Broad Roach play or whether he's going to try the macro game out.
I'm not sure. Like, he normally tries the Pro Rush against Zerg. I'm not sure that he's as popular using it against Terran. So we'll have to see.
Well, you beat Micro Machine in like I think the build
Yeah.
was originally built to beat Micro Machine,
Oh,
if I
okay.
recall correctly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't
let's
know.
see.
I think I've only seen it against Zerg, but yeah, it's entirely possible he can use that. But obviously, Gensibot is a very different type of Terran to Micro Machine,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Micro Machine is very heavy on mech and heavy on kind of harass. Gensibot far prefers just to build up a large army, station it at your door, and hope for the best. Well,
Anyways, move to points because we do have an expansion out of Spiny, so it's not going to be the Roach
yeah,
Rush.
well, that's good.
So that'll be interesting. Like Spiny's one of, if not the strongest Zerg bot, and then Genzi's got that really cool TVZ
Yeah,
ability. So
I mean,
I'm excited for this one here.
Spiny is one of the strongest spots, full stop. Not alone, never mind Zerg. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been really improving, and certainly in the last few months. I think in the last tournament he did go out in a group stage, finishing unfortunately last in the in his group, but still showed some very nice signs of life. And he's since then he's come back, improved a hell of a lot, and now stands a really good chance of qualifying. Uh,
Yeah, this is gonna be a really close. Uh, like the
yeah,
2 bots are gonna make it. It's gonna be really close. Like someone's gonna be just out of range in third.
yeah,
So many evenly matched bots in this group here.
yeah. So I think Tia does now hold the unassailable lead in this group. So he will be fighting up against Mike against Sharpened Edge next week. So the Reaper does get in, but only takes out a couple of Zerglings. And now there is a third base there for Spiny.
Yeah. That's all you really want to do with the Reaper.
Yeah,
In this case, with the Reaper Scout, a couple Zergling kills and you're happy. It's mostly just about keeping tabs on the front, making sure there's not roaches out early or a big flood of Zerglings on the way.
yeah.
And, this is gravy. He's going to get a creep tumor here as well, which is nice. Yeah.
It's pretty much
It's a
anything
very
you can
solid
get.
start for this Reaper.
Yeah. He's just picking up more and more Zerglings.
Like, what you don't want to do is, like, dive deep into his base and look for drone kills.
Yeah,
Because it's important to have this Reaper out front.
yeah. It's certainly definitely doing the work. But there is a 3 base now for Spiny. Yes, it is normal for Zerglings to have, or Zerg to have more bases, but still will give them a better economy.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically even economy right here.
Hmm.
He's got a 6-worker lead, but we got 2 orbitals making mules, so that kind of balances out. He's got an extra hatchery, but that's, again, if you don't have an extra base worth of workers, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So I do like this little queen chasing the Reaper across the map. I wonder who's going to win in the race. Oh. Yeah.
My argument when people used to complain about Seeker Missile back in the day was that off-creep queens had a fast enough movement speed to dodge it. So if a queen can dodge it, then there's no reason to be losing your mutas to it.
Yeah. Oh god. So I think we're going to see a little bit of harass with these Hellions down on the left side here. Let's see. 2 drones picked up.
Yep. Nice little start.
Yep.
Taking some hit points off to Queen. He timed it just right. He pulled a whole bunch of drones.
Oh.
No, Roach did arrive, so he'll probably be pulling back a bit now.
So Roach hopefully is going to drive this back. Don't chase them too far though. I wouldn't chase those off creep. So
the one thing we are not seeing is creep spread.
I think we've got 2 drone kills, which is good for Hellions.
Spiny is usually a really strong bot at creep spread, but I think the fact that he lost that first tumor, and then his queen got distracted off creep for so long, that's where you might see half the map almost covered by this point in the game. It's barely even started now.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the entire of his own base covered even, which is... Oh, and the Liberator comes in here. Takes out a queen, but goes down. The Hellions coming for a look.
And deny that 4th base. Nice.
Yep.
Looking pretty good for Genzibot here. Just all these little things are adding up over time.
Yeah. I think if we see the units lost tab, so 9 Zerglings for only 1 Reaper and a Liberator. And also...
I love how 6 Hellions are afraid of a single Zergling.
It's like, come back
Get us out of here.
So yeah, Spiny up to 70 workers now, which is quite a lot for this stage in the game. So it's going to have quite an economy lead, I think. Well, the army is just about even. But obviously... so Spiny is obviously a bit more Zergling heavy.
Yeah, Genzi's expanding a little bit slow. He got his worker count up a little bit slow.
Yeah.
So even though all the little things have been going well for Genzi, the economy is a little bit in favor of Spiny here. I really don't like the fact that his creep spread has barely started though. That's really important versus a Bio Terran, which Genzi certainly is.
Yeah. So anyway.
Love his Overlord spread though. Look at that. If he just switched to his vision, he can see anything coming.
Oh yeah. It's you can see pretty much the half the map on that one. So he's replaced all of his creep spread just with Overlords for vision.
Notice how they're all on like positions that are hidden from the low ground.
Ah yeah.
Must have a little algorithm that finds all these spots on the map.
Yeah, that's really really brilliantly done there. But I do kind of like this composition he's got with this many marauders he's adding in. I think if he goes for a push pretty soon, he's going to be in a decent position.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's a response to seeing roaches with
Yeah,
the Hellions. He just mixes in some marauders. So we don't always see marauders out of Benzibot.
no.
Well, I say Spawny's always good at positioning well for the very first fight. He's going to need that because it's only a matter of time before Genji pushes out, and this is going to be a really tough attack to hold.
Yeah, he's pushing up
4
towards max
tanks and a
supply.
bunch of Marine
Yeah,
Marauder.
yeah. This is what you always hate fighting against, especially if they can get those tanks set up in a decent position.
When upgrades have just completed, I wonder if he'll make a timing attack based off of that.
Yeah, I think that's what Gentsi will likely do here.
No sign of it. Interesting. He's not doing like the Marine harass either.
No.
Like he used to always do the Hellions up the center, then a couple medevacs and Marines along the clockwise and counterclockwise around the map. Seems like he's going more for just like one big tank push.
Yeah. So one interesting thing he's doing is, I noticed Spiny does, is he puts creep at all the different expansion locations, which he looks like he's gearing up to do.
Yeah.
So Gensibot's hit 200 supply. Let's see. So
that's his cue, I guess.
Yep.
Here he goes.
We've got 2 maxed out armies, and they're about to run straight into each other. Let's see who takes the win.
I don't think it's a little worrisome as I don't think Spiny or even any Zergbot really has an established late game with tier 3 units. They kind of stick on the Roach Raptor Hydra techs.
Yeah. So it looks like we're getting some tank slots. Oh god.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, this this Terran army is just destroying the Zerg. He's not even getting a look in. Wow, he's hardly lost anything. Oh, and those tanks at the back are just destroying those queens. He's got some Ravagers in there. He needs some biles. Needs some good biles to come out from these Ravagers. And they
doesn't seem to dodge the biles, so they were landing.
Yeah.
But definitely not enough.
Oh. So it looks like this 4th base is going to get taken down. And can Spiny... Is there any recovery from Spiny here? I don't think so. But
I don't think so either. Like, if he killed the majority of Genzi's army, then maybe he could reproduce and push this back. But
I mean,
he just killed nothing.
The Marine count is quite low, and there is a Spire out, so if you can get some air units, it's possible. But yeah, it doesn't look like Gentsi is ever going to stop this push.
It's a composition victory.
Yeah.
I mean, just that Terran army will mow through Roachling Ravager every day.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Spiny, this does make his path to qualification very, very difficult. He needs help
These are
from
two
the
of my
other
favorite
bots.
bots, so I kind of wanted both of them to break it through.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We've had tiers going through, though. I do want to watch more of his bot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna fast forward this. GG guys, that was a lot of fun game.
So is Spiny officially eliminated now? Or is there some
I think so, yes.
possibility? Okay.
Because both of Gentsi and additional pylons are all on 6 wins, which Spiny could get to in theory.
Then there's a tiebreak to either of them.
But no, that there is a matchup later between additional pylons and Gentsi, which means that one of them would have to go on to 7.
I see.
So, actually, no, sorry, I'm wrong. Gentsi is on 5, so in theory, I think he can still qualify. Let's just take a look at how the tables pan out on that one. Because I think... yeah, So, sorry guys, I'm a bit disorganized on the tables right now, but I will get that up for you in just 1 second. So yeah, here we have the tables updated. Gensibot and additional pylons both on 5 wins. Spiny could get to 6 and 4 and produce a tiebreaker between the 3 of them, which will be how we sort that out. I have no idea, but we'll play some tiebreaker games and get that sorted. So there could, in theory, be a 3-way tiebreak here. But additional pylons and Gensibot will face off against each other in the final game of the night. Tia still on 8 for 0. Both Strelok and Kagamine are now eliminated, unfortunately. But they've done pretty well to get here, so
Yeah.
so we can't complain too much. But yeah, so looking like it could be quite an exciting finish.
Mm-hmm.
So who out there is begging for our 3-way tiebreak? Keeping us up all night. So anyway, we'll have a look at the final batch of replays quickly. So first up is additional pylons versus Kagamine.
So these are the highlights.
Yeah, so additional pylons initially throws a bunch of zealots up against Kagamine's surgeons. Not looking good on that one. So for our 3-way tiebreak to happen, Kagamine needs to pull out a victory here. See him focusing there, but hallucinating them all. Finally getting the real one.
It does have very good circling micro though. Definitely the best. We get less rounds really well.
Yeah, certainly doesn't need zealots. It's not going to help him as much. But he does have a lot of lurkers there in the background. So if he can just funnel everything into these lurkers, those Colossus are going directly into a lurker pool. It's going to be painful.
Though, right?
Yeah, so we'll take down the 3 Colossus. And the Disruptor. So, looks like he's just about pushing on through with his working on Hydra.
Looks like a 2-base lead for Kagami behind that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
very nice.
Just moving down. Such a huge work around army lead as well.
That ramp is so annoying as a plan.
I know.
A natural 2 entrances. This is something you don't plan for.
So yeah, there you have it. Garmin will not go winless in the first group stage and will finish on a 1 for 9. Yeah. So next up is Tia versus Spiny. Spiny will need to win this to keep our hopes of a 3-way tie alive.
Based on the beginning of this highlight, it's not looking good when it's drones versus Immortal.
Yeah. So basically, Tia was able to get the first Immortal out.
He's 1 base on 3 though, so all he has to do is survive. Yeah. Maybe this isn't so bad. Takes the Immortal down.
Oh, so close.
Gets it. Oh, that's huge too. Yeah. Then regens its shield and then regains its barrier ability.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. I think that could have turned this game. It's like he's able to just push on through.
I think if your bot uses drone pull micro, you want to probably look. You want to make that logic very smart. Yeah. Because sometimes you have to do it to stay alive, but sometimes it also kills you. Because it just ruins your economy. Where it didn't really even help that much in the fight.
Yeah, so eventually Tia will manage to push the ball the way through. And unfortunately, that's the Spiny eliminated.
Rip Spiny. Had a good run though.
Yeah. So
now it's between Genzi and Addition.
Yes, so they're the only 2. Face off against
with the DC. I don't know how we got to this point in the game, but I like the fact that he doesn't just jump it into the main base. I don't think that's the best way to use the PC.
Yeah. So
Like poke around, kill Marines where you can. You model a high damage, like a high value target, and then jump home when you need to.
yeah.
Repair back up and repeat.
So it looks like you just about managed to take that out though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he died there, right? He got
Yeah.
triple lockdown by his 3 cyclones.
Yeah, it's not nice. And just about managed to jump that one out as well. But yeah, so Gensibot pushing on through and managing to take down Strelok.
So he didn't pick away at his SCV count, and he didn't really pick away at his Marine count enough, which means this push is just going to be way too powerful.
Yeah. Does get up into the main of Strelok. Takes the win there. So yeah. Finish him off.
I think Gen Z is very strong versus battlecruisers in general.
Yeah, I think Marines are. So it's basically his composition is very good, and also he gets a lot of cyclone lock-ons onto there, which is
Yeah.
not
He
always
produces
fun.
cyclones when he sees the battlecruisers. His Viking micro is perfect.
Yeah,
So combination of everything means BCs don't have a good time versus Gen Z.
no. So let me just get that up quickly. So let's have a look at the final table, or not final table. So there's 2 matches left to play. We have Strelok versus Tyr. So Tyr still does stand a chance of becoming the first 10-0 bot. And we have the big match coming up, which is Gensibot against additional pylons, which is for all the marbles to take that second place and see what happens. So I can tell you that additional pylons did win the first encounter. So if additional pylons were to win, he would have the head-to-head record up against Gensibot and would take the second place. But obviously that's coming up. First up, it is Tyr. Can he do it? Can Tyr become the first ever bot to go undefeated in our group stage? Up against Strelok, there's always that
Setting
blue
up the
shell.
jinx.
It didn't work last night. We had it last night. Micro Machine went 9 for 0, and then Sharpened Edge managed to get the win. Let me know when you're.
Or Micro Machine managed to get the loss.
It was
I'm not
more
sure how
that,
much you
yeah.
can credit
Yeah.
Sharpen Edge for that.
So
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Oh, wow! Right off the bat.
Oh, here we
Let's
go.
skip the introductions.
Tyr in the top left, the red Protoss is sending all his workers across.
So he actually has the most advanced worker rush, where if you try to counterattack, he'll recall back home.
Yeah.
And
So,
for those of you new to bot wars, Probe Rush is extremely strong because with perfect micro and the shield regen ability, you can kind of kill infinite workers with probes.
he does see it.
Yeah.
So, oh, he's going for his proxy, and he's not going to be able to deal with this at all. It's not.
What's...
Oh, as 1 goes down, 2 goes
He's
down.
doing something weird with his command center.
I think that's his defense, but he has delayed the worker rush a little bit. It's not going to help him. What was the first?
You're at 1 minute, right?
Yeah, first SCV goes down.
So he's going to lose all but 5 SCVs.
Yeah. Oh, so
considering Tyr has 4 workers at home.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Strelok.
No.
This bot is not paid by the hour, guys.
Oh, but Tyr thought he killed all the workers, so he teleported home.
But he didn't.
So he doesn't even have to jump away.
So he does have a huge worker lead, though.
Yeah,
but there
15 to 6.
There is a proxy incoming. So if Strelok can get this proxy up. He's going to get that up before the gateway finishes and might be able to get something done.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 in gas, so he can definitely afford 1 Reaper.
Yeah. So.
Well, maybe. Maybe he won't have enough minerals, so I don't know.
I think he should
He can
just about
barely afford
manage
his
it.
SCV production.
Yeah. So he'll go straight into the Reaper here. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that Reaper jumps in there and grabs like 8 drone kills or probe kills. We're back in. This
Yeah.
is a match again. Yeah, you can't afford the Reaper, unfortunately. He's got too much gas.
He does, but
he's gonna have to wait a long time because right now
yeah.
every 50 minerals that comes in is going towards the next SCV.
Yeah.
He pulled off gas.
He pulled off gas, but he's going back to it.
Yeah. It was good for a second.
Yeah. So the Cyber Core is now coming up. I think he's very quickly losing that window of opportunity he had.
Oh, he's going for his Mass Reaper build.
Yeah. As he's bringing the 2 extra SCVs back for a bit more income.
Yeah, there's that glitchy SCV again.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, first Reaper's on the way. Let's see what he's going to do after the Cyber Core. He's making a Stalker. Okay.
Yeah, this
is not looking
it's
good.
problematic.
I think we may have our first 10-0 bot.
Yeah.
Now, it does have the asterisks of dodging the group of death, but we can't take anything away from a 10-0. That's impressive.
No, it's like, even though we said like the other group had a lot of the favorites in, this group was by no means weak. Like,
no, definitely not.
You've got
no bot in this tournament was weak.
No.
If you qualified, you're a strong bot.
Yeah. I mean, we had Gensibot and Spiny that were both very highly rated. Gensibot obviously finished second in the ladder and second in our last tournament. And Spiny has also been putting up some impressive results. And also additional pylons. So there is no easy group in this. And to go 10-0 is a very, very impressive feat.
I wonder what the logic is that's causing these SCVs to constantly keep changing their mind between gas and minerals.
I don't know. I think it must be.
I need more minerals. I also need more gas. So try to do both.
I mean, maybe Micro Machines stuff. So the 2 Reapers are out. Chased off by the Stalker.
Probably his window, because
yeah.
He's not making a second gateway or a robo.
Yeah.
So can you find damage before the Stargate units start coming out?
So it doesn't look like he's even going to try to it. This Reaper is running away.
Oh no. He's using his
whatever
you want to call this defense again.
Oh, poor Strelok. What are you doing?
Like, it didn't do that
yeah.
the previous game when the Stalkers reached his round.
No.
We must have entered some sort of worker rush defense.
It's possible.
Chunk of code, and it just stayed in that code.
Yeah. It definitely looks like he's bugging out a bit. We've got Void Rays coming out for tier now as well. This is not looking good.
This is typically how you beat bots, though. You throw something atypical at them that they haven't planned for, then they just blow up and die.
Yeah, Starcraft is a very difficult game to plan everything for. So one other thing I've noticed is there is a gap there to get into the base if you wanted to. But yeah. I think we're just going to see this go down. There's only 7 workers left.
Yeah, things are bad enough.
Yeah.
We already know that Strelok doesn't make anything beyond Reapers, and we got 2 Void Rays out, so...
yeah, let's...
put those 2 things together, and...
let's fast forward this a bit.
Yes.
So there we have it, the victory lap for tier. 10-0 in the group stage. No bot has ever done it before, and we've had some amazing bots.
Well done here.
But the tournament obviously doesn't end here. You will still go into the semi-finals. We'll need to go and face off against Sharpened Edge next week.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tia.
Like, I think the best 2 bots made it out of the group of death too, so...
Yeah,
Sharpened Edge and Micro Machine will both be massive tests for tier.
yeah. Although Octopus done very well. I was kind of begging for Octopus at the last minute there, hoping to get him into the tiebreaker, but didn't quite manage it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
all
still
these greedy
definitely.
bots out there trying to take expansions, and Octopus is like, nah, suck on my
You're
forehead.
in my world now, boys. So yeah, our last match of the night will be additional pylons up against GensiBot. This winner of this will take the second place and will go up against Micro Machine next week in our semi-final. Um, I'm not sure that that is a good prize or not, but it is the prize for the winner. Let me know when you've got it ready to go.
Yeah, I'm
Yep,
good to go.
cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so additional pylons up here in the top left is our red Protoss, and blue Terran in the bottom right, it is GensiBot. So looking to join tier in the semi-finals.
Seeing as additional pylons is a very complex bot, I'm pretty sure he never actually gets supply blocked, which
Yeah.
means his name is very wrong. He probably never hears the additional pylons required message.
No, no. Um, Although actually, when I'm playing on ladder, I play as Protoss, and it's like, you must construct additional pylons. I'm like, really? The whole bot? Every single time. I don't know. But then
Yeah,
not.
I never hear the additional supply depots required, but that's just because I'm not listening. We supply block for
Yeah.
6 minutes and not realize it.
Yeah. I get supply blocked a lot. Um, so yeah, nice little scout there. So I don't think we're going to see anything particularly crazy early. Both are quite macro bots. Um,
Yeah, Gen Z is definitely one to take the defensive stance.
yeah.
He really wants the opponent to attack into him. At least if I were Gen Z, I would want the opponent to attack into me
Yeah.
because he crushes incoming early cheese
Yeah. We saw earlier
with a
with
nice
the
lead.
game against Spiny where he just sets the tanks up and tanks will just destroy everything. Um,
Yeah. But
that's
he also has a tendency to expand a little bit slower than other macro bots. So if you don't
yeah,
attack into Gen Z, you can usually get a little bit of a lead.
yeah,
Now that you'll still probably get steamrolled by his timing push, but if you don't, you got a little bit of a lead.
yeah. So I think the main reason with that is that there's a lot of cheese bots on the ladder. So expanding a bit later and making stuff a bit safer is generally not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Um,
And in terms of coding a defense, it's kind of easier to just kind of prepare for everything rather than to try to scout and figure out what's coming.
yeah. Uh,
And if you prepare for everything, then you're not going to be greedy.
yeah, pretty much. But if you prepare for everything, you're prepared for nothing. I think was the statement, wasn't it? Was the old saying? If you're safe against everything, you're safe against nothing.
Yeah, to a degree.
So yeah. So
I
we
mean,
got
there is advantages to not scouting as well, because there's always a resource cost to the scout. You send out that early worker, you're cutting your early income. If you scan, you're costing yourself 240 minerals.
yeah. So he did get a reprint and got a probe off of that, which was a nice little early pick off.
Yeah, as well as a full scout.
Yeah.
Took tabs on all the structures in there.
So yeah, I think GensiBot is very happy just to sit here with his bunker and wait for a little while, see what comes in.
We did have an earlier Nexus for additional pylons, plus he's got the Chrono Boost going, so he's got a nice little 6-worker lead.
Yep.
That's kind of negated by the mule counts, but
Yeah, those Terrans and their free
the minimum
minerals.
is on par.
Yeah. So it's got a Stargate out, but not actually produced anything out of it yet. He's saving a lot of resources. I'm wondering what that's for.
So my experience versus additional pylons. Now I know he changes up his build based on match history, but he seems to open with like gateway robo units and then slowly mix in the Tempest as the game goes on.
Yeah.
So you'll see like maybe 3 or 4 mortals and then maybe 2 colossi, and then it's just all Tempest from there.
I think it is very dependent on the matchup though, because I know against Marines you probably want less Tempests.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I can only speak for my match history against him, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Gen Z is one of the few Terran bots that has a good response to Tempest, though.
Yeah.
It's really hard to, at least for me, to figure out how to beat those things.
Yeah, I think it's just throwing
You get
Vikings
the
in them.
Viking count up, but then it's just like, when do you dive in?
Yeah.
Like you might dive in and commit suicide, or you might dive in and kill the Tempest, and making that decision of when it's the right time is difficult.
It's very difficult to just code that as a rule set, basically. And
You
obviously it
got
depends on you knowing exactly the Tempest count of the opponent as well.
And Tempest have a range of 15 against Vikings, plus they're always kiting backwards, so you kind of have to travel across the entire map to kill one of them, it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm getting ahead of myself here. We haven't even seen a fleet beacon yet. It does look like Colossus are on the menu at the moment with after his first immortal.
Yeah, that's something else that
And third
works
base
very
on the
well.
way for both of them.
Yeah, something else that works very well against the Marines push that Gentzy likes to put out.
Yeah, Colossus very solid unit.
So a pretty standard first 5 minutes, really. I don't think the units lost tab is going to show you very much apart from well, two probes. Yeah, so sorry we're not showing you as much action as we'd like to show you in the first 5 minutes, guys. This is 2 macro bots.
Bots we see too many games that end in 5 minutes, so I'm
Yeah.
it's always happy to see 2 bots that are
Yeah.
that are content to go to the mid and late game.
Yeah, definitely. And these are probably 2 of the most content, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably mixing Kagamine there, and you'll have the 3 latest bots, which is good because they're 3 different races as well.
Micro Machine is very content to go to the late game, but he keeps accidentally winning in the first 10 minutes.
Accidentally, of course.
Well, he sends out like 4 units and somehow wins the game with it because his micro is so stupidly good in pathfinding.
He just doesn't lose units, and that's the problem. Well,
yeah.
I say the problem. It's probably not a problem from his point of view. But
all right, so we do have the first push out coming from additional pylon.
Yeah, nice mix of units as well. Stalkers, Colossus, Sentries, Tempests.
May almost be too much of a mix. You know, if you go every tech path, it makes your army a little bit smaller, but
yeah,
like getting Thermal Lance when you only have 1 Colossi, oh boy.
Probably not worth the investment. Oh
Not a
god,
good start that
all
way.
of these going down.
First thing the observer was hanging out in the back, so the stalkers couldn't see the high ground and just walked into death.
So he does save one of those stalkers, but that was a very, very bad engagement for additional pylons there.
Yeah, but however, all the chunky units did survive. He kept his robotics units, he kept his Tempest, and that's what really matters. Those gateway units, you know, it's a little bit of lost resources, but they can be easily replaced.
Protoss can produce gateway units very, very fast.
And cheaply.
Yep. So he does have the observer out over here. I'm sure he's got another observer. Normally prefers 2 observers, but let's have a look. See if yeah, only the 1 observer out for the moment. Right, he's coming across again. Let's see if this engagement goes any better than the first.
Probably the most painful part of that first engagement was that it showed Tempest to Gen Z bot.
Yeah.
And if you look at Gen Z's main base right now, you can see he's starting to pull up those Vikings.
Yeah.
This is what I mean by him being a bot that can deal with Tempest.
Yeah.
He keeps his Vikings nice and safe until he's got just the right number. And then he just does a stutter set forward, suicide run into the...
Yeah, well, here they come.
Notice how they don't kite backwards, they're like kiting forwards, just
Yeah.
diving on those Tempests.
He is gradually getting them down, but
Yeah, beautiful.
is that's
That's what I wish I
amazing.
could do.
Soon, TM. So it looks as if additional pylons is now getting the fourth base up, which is going to help a lot.
Yeah, he's a little ahead on economy. The fourth base is timed well because you can see the mineral patches in the main base are starting to dry out.
Yep.
Whereas Gen Z has 17 workers on the 4 mineral patches in his main base because he doesn't have a fourth base to put them.
It's something I feel Agency Bot is a little bit weak on, is expanding as much as he needs to.
I mean, it's
So
easier said than done, though. You cut 400 minerals somewhere in your build, and you may just end up dying to other things. So
yeah,
he's definitely more of a safe bot, but yeah, it can cost him at times.
so we do have a couple more Colossus being produced now. They're not up yet. There's additional pylons going for a fifth base already. So 5 base on 3 base economy is going to be really good for additional pylons.
Yeah, and it looks like he doesn't quite have the Viking count he'll need. Like, I would assume Gen Z builds Vikings based on the Tempest he knows about. So
Yeah.
I don't think he knows that he's up against 8 Tempests here. However, there's no Stalkers support. So you really
Not,
need the Stalkers to kill the Vikings.
not at the moment, but I think if you have enough Tempests, you can take out the Vikings easily enough. As we see Mothership coming out. So not only is he going to have the Tempests, they're all going to be invisible.
It's true.
I just hope that Gensi has enough energy for some scans.
Yeah, he definitely does combat scan, so that much I know.
Yeah.
I think additional pylon has the tendency to keep his mothership a little bit too far forward.
Yeah.
He kind of likes to keep it in attack range, where a human player would just want to keep it in cloak range.
Yeah. So a bunch of those tanks did go down. Unfortunately, the tank can't see this base. He doesn't even know there's a base there.
I'm worried about the lack of stalkers. Without the stalkers, I think these Vikings are just going to be able to clean up the Tempests, and the Tempests are what will keep additional pylon alive here.
So the mothership goes down, which means that everything is now visible. But enough of these Vikings are going down here to make me think that additional pylons is going to be able to start clearing up.
Yeah, that YOLO run, I like to call it with my the Vikings, actually only killed 1 Tempest. I think he got like a War Prison and a Mothership as well.
But Mothership went down.
Only killing 1 Tempest, now he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, although he does still have the army lead, but these Tempests are really problematic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Especially against Marauders.
12 Tempests against 7 Vikings.
Yeah, these Marauders are definitely not the best answer to it.
Basically, as a Terran, you don't have to win fights, you just have to reset the Tempest count every time you engage.
Yeah.
You can put him back to 0 Tempests every time, and you'll eventually win.
I mean, surely that counts as winning the fight.
Will just...
it's,
like, if you just watch the Tempest in the hands of a bot, just staying at max range.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they just never
so
die.
Good.
And as low as their DPS is, it adds up over time, especially with 14 Tempests he has now.
Yeah, if they don't take any damage, then it's basically free damage on your opponent. As the Colossus is not as good micro on that.
Okay, here comes the Vikings. Let's see how much he can do here.
Oh.
1.
Yeah, coming in.
If he get down to maybe like 6 Tempests, maybe he's got a chance.
He keeps chasing the odd ones. I think he basically chases the one. Additional pylons will basically break one off when it gets targeted. I think he's managing to take this down. I think additional pylons has this. There's not enough Vikings there to deal with it.
He did well on the bottom. He got 5, I think. But then during that time, he built 2 more Tempests, so he's back up to 11.
Yeah.
And the Viking count's down to 3 again.
I just don't think they're coming out fast enough, and especially on 5 bases at the moment. Gensibot is also up to 5 bases now, which is nice.
I think it all came down to that long period of time where Gen Z did not know the Tempest count was getting larger.
Yeah,
If you were building Vikings during that whole time, and I don't think you would have gotten stomped so hard yet.
yeah, I think we might see another round of Vikings coming out pretty soon, though. He is building into it. But, yeah. So, these tanks are definitely not enjoying life, though. It's like the Tempest just say, hey, I can hit from as long as you, and I'm in the air.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh,
I think if they play again, Gen Z might win, man. Because just the lack of stalkers.
yeah,
I know when there's no stalkers, you can just roll over these Tempests when you get the right Viking count.
yeah, so
Never quite got there.
his Vikings are just about taken out, yeah.
Yeah, but he's already reached the rally point of the Vikings, so now he's
Yeah,
killing the Vikings before they're even prepared to YOLO in.
yeah, yeah, not much doing there, unfortunately. Oh, this is just a massacre now. I think it's time for the victory march for additional pylons. We'll fast forward this a little bit,
Yeah,
get to the end. It's one of the problems with Tempest. They take so long to kill everything, but they kill everything. But yeah, so additional pylons will qualify for the semi-final and go up against Micro Machine. So yeah, it's so just a reminder, there are no more updates to the bots now. The same bot that played in the last round of the group stage will be playing in the final, semi-finals and final. So I think additional pylons might have a chance. He's got a fair few wins over Micro Machine, or the occasional win over Micro Machine in the ladder. So if you can pull that out, it's a possibility. But let's just
that does mean no Gen Z versus Micro Machine, unfortunately.
yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Um,
If you want to see that, just pick one of the 500 games that Gen Z's queued up on the ladder.
yep. So let's just have a look at the final table. Tia does become our first ever undefeated bot in the group stage. Congratulations, Tia.
Very
Additional
nice.
pylons and Gensibot will both finish on 6-for-4 records. However, due to the head-to-head record, additional pylons will take the victory there. Move on to the semi-finals to face off against Micro Machine. Spiny finishes with 5-for-5 record. Strelok on 2-for-8, and Kagamine picking up a win at the end to finish on 1-for-9. So yeah, that leaves us with the semi-finals for next week. Micro Machine will face off against additional pylons, and Tier will go up against Sharpened Edge. Should be some amazing games. Who's your
They're
favourites?
both matchups I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I was about to say I think Micro Machine's going to be looking really good, but you said the bots can't be updated, and we did
Yeah.
see a serious bug in Micro Machine last
Yeah.
week. So he is facing two more Protosses, right?
Yeah. So two
Is
more
it three
Protoss.
Protoss and a Terran? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 Protoss and Terran. So yeah,
And
it's going to be tough, but I think that
and
was
then
just one game. It's
yeah,
very easy to look into one game and think that that's the be all and end all, but he did have a 9-for-1 record, so that's 9 games he's won.
I think I've heard the Sharpened Edge though is really good at finding the proxy marauder.
Yeah,
So it may not bug out Micro Machine every time, but I think he'll crush the proxy every time at least.
yeah,
We'll see.
but
Um,
but that depends on him getting through his semi-final against Tier, of course.
yeah, that's true.
So
Tier won the ES Champ tournament, and Sharpened Edge is like the number 2 on the ladder on AI Arena. So I've never
that,
seen those two bots play each other, but I think they might be the best two Protoss bots out there. So
yeah, that
that'll be an
semi-final
interesting
is going to
match.
be amazing, definitely. But yeah, it's hard to look past Micro Machine and Tier. They are the top bots at the moment, but Sharpened Edge and additional pylons both have shown some real game in this group stage, and
What I'm really
anything can
hoping
happen.
for is additional pylons making it to the mid game versus Micro Machine. Because
Yeah,
I've never seen Micro Machine how he deals with Tempest because I've never seen the game go that long versus Micro Machine. So I
yeah,
want to see how he handles it when it gets that deep into the game.
yeah. I know he does deal very well with Gensibot's battle cruisers by using Vikings, so I'm not sure if he'll do the same with the Tempests, but possible. So anyway,
I think it's the other way around. I think it was
yeah.
Micro Machine that uses the BCs. I don't
Uh,
think Genzibot uses BCs.
no, I think he did.
Did he?
Wait,
Okay, yeah,
possibly.
maybe before
Yeah,
my time.
maybe.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah.
Possibly, but yeah. Anyway, that's about all we got time for. So should be some amazing games next week. Join us next Saturday. Is it 9 o'clock UK time? Um, Hopefully you can be there, and everyone else can join us for that.
Yeah, it's
But
4 p.m.
thanks.
Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Catch you later.
See you guys.